Sorry about that. I was trying to share my screen. Wow, that's amazing. I was going to share the screen and show the metaverse. And I was going to say, like earlier, you were telling me, because we have one in Spanish, go see the interview in Spanish, smash the likes, follow. You have all of these links here. Is that you were saying, you know, that they were going out to someplace where there are children, you know, people who are like farm workers or people that work in the coffee fincas, you know, and people who don't have access to any art or any technology. And so I've also worked with children, and even in Mexico City, which is a big city full of everything, I used to just get a coloring book and like copy the pages, rip the pages out, buy a big thing of crayons, and give like each kid like a couple of crayons. And I've never seen children so happy, because there, you know, just the paper, you know, the imported coloring books was very expensive. It was not accessible. These were like street children who were, you know, beggars or whatever. That was their job. They had to work, you know, and so they would just be like so filled with joy and so excited. So I'm like so excited about your project, because I've seen kids who have never had even a book to read. You know, I used to bring kids books and work in orphanages and stuff like that, and they get so lit up, they get so excited, and the creativity that just comes out of them, and the joy of being able to draw something, you know.
Absolutely. Well, we started with peasant kids. I mean, they're not even farmers, because they don't have access to the technical means to be like doing that process of growing food with technology. So they're basically peasants. And they,
I wonder what, I'm trying to think of how we would call that. Just very rural, just
yes,
who are very poor.
yes. Well, that's like the reality. And the thing is that those kids, they have to start working at an early age. So
Yeah, like
most
3
of
years
them,
old, some of them, right? 4 years old.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, most of them go and work inside the coffee fields. So they don't have the time to be kids. They don't have the time to enjoy the process of using colors, of you know, getting their hands dirty with paint, and you know, doing the stuff that the kids do. So when you go there and you give them this possibility of being kids and enjoy creating stuff, so you immediately start watching how they change, because they start imagining different things, and that they open their minds to possibilities they didn't think they could have.
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited about your project, because I've seen it too. I told you I also worked in like Haiti and Dominican Republic. I went to some places that were like dreary. I was like, oh, I'll just go paint a big mural there. And then the kids were there. I'm like, oh, come on, help, you know. And you just see everybody light up. You see their pride, and you see that they're learning this new skill. And now making NFT is a huge skill. Anyone in the world, you know, with a telephone, you know, or access to upload a picture, you know, to a website, is able to make money. So it's like to have this, not just to have this access for fun, for creativity, but also for a future and for other possibilities. Like, it's really exciting, you know, because so many times, like you said, you know, when you're born in these situations, like, you know, and also your parents and your grandparents are like, well, this is all you're ever going to do. You know.
Yeah, they tend to think that life is like pre-established for them. It's just like this. This is the plane. This is what you can do, and this is what you can achieve, and there's nothing outside there. You can't go and see anything outside our horizon. So, for example, we use collage, yeah, with paper collage.
Collages?
And yeah, collage, yes. And we had the help of a Latin American artist. His name is Alejandro Peters. I don't know if you might have heard about him.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, he was supporting us.
So
so the thing is, the kids, they made some work with that paper, and then they saw the work done by Alejandro Peters, and they start wondering, oh, does he live out of that? Yeah, absolutely. And you can too. You can do it. You can achieve that.
Yeah.
You just have to be consistent and learn and enjoy the whole process, because it's about enjoying the whole process. So it's been really a beautiful journey for us and for the kids, and there's so many kids around the country in need for this kind of tools. So it has been really beautiful to be able to go to different places and start sharing with them. You can see some of the pictures of the kids' works right there.
Wow.
That you have in front of you is the one from the works they made with paper.
Wow.
And we also made this event where the kids made this these color masks, and then they wore those masks, and we were like trying to make them understand about the importance of digital identity, and the thing that they don't need to like unclose their personal data to
Very
be inside
important.
Web 3.0 and to enjoy the process and learn about the things that Web 3.0 can offer to them.
That's
So,
really, yeah, you're teaching the security because that's super important. So let me just tell you what you told me before in the Spanish one, and that so an artist goes to the place where these very poor children, coffee pickers, 4 years old, 10 years old, 15 years old, and they come teach them art. Then they also teach them how to make an NFT. Then you have a show together with the artist and the kid in the metaverse, which is just beautiful. Like you go from, because I've actually one time, I've met like coffee pickers who like, they were so poor, they came to us and they're like, you have to go tell your government that, this was in Mexico. Go tell the Mexican government we're like slaves here. They don't pay us. We have nothing. And they were just, like really like amazingly without resources, to go from that to all of a sudden you're in a metaverse show, which if you know, and I know, those of us in Web3 know, is really not that complicated. It's totally doable. It's not going to cost even a lot of money to do it. Like metaverse is free. You can make a free gallery. You can make an NFT for free. Like it's not this huge thing where people need to buy buildings. And so it's really just such a brilliant.
yeah, it's just the government right now is just it's still only worried about how to tax all that is resembling in some way to cryptocurrencies, that they aren't aware about the amount of things we can achieve using blockchain the right way as a tool for other social problems we already have. So and meanwhile we keep working on that. Maybe the government one day will give us a look again and say, okay, let's see what you did with the small funding we gave you, and maybe we can achieve something bigger. But it has been really beautiful, because for the kids, normally when kids work in art during their classes, it's just like it's a work. So most of the times they go to their homes and they present those works to their families, and maybe her mom just puts the work on the fridge, and then the work is lost forever. Yeah, it gets damaged, or anything can happen. But when they see those works next to the works of professional artists, they start wondering, okay, so this is not just some random work. I can really make a living out of this. I can really become something different and enhance my whole life. So, and this is only possible because this technology makes us open to make this network of people caring about someone else's lives, and just getting closer towards a common concern. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't realize that at like $5, you pay $5 for an NFT. Like that's a lot of, that's actually real money. And
absolutely.
For these people, like, like it's real money, and that's one thing I love about NFTs, like, especially like last year when we were in our bull market, is like some kids were like, in their village, they were the person, they bought their mom a house. They were the person with the most money in the whole village because they made NFTs. They got on Twitter, they sold them. Now we have all these metaverse galleries. And I just have to tell you, I do collect children's art. Like, I just love it. It's so cute. Like, even if you have like 4-year-old art, I just, so beautiful. I love it.
And the thing is that they can get the money, but they're still innocent. Their hearts are pure. So they're going to really enjoy impacting their whole community around them, because they are kids. I mean, they're not evil. They maybe when people, you know, grow more and have, sometimes they have to face tough situations, and their hearts start like to get a little darker, and maybe they won't give back to their communities.
Yeah.
But the kids are beautiful because they enjoy the process, and they really love giving back.
Yeah, these kids are going to grow up to be the most amazing people, and it's just going to mushroom out, you know, into awesomeness. Like, you know, all of us in Web3, we're futurists. We see the future. We love the future. We see everything that can be done, and we are just working away to do it. So show me, like, so your project is funded a little bit. You have some government money, but mostly it's like you're doing NFT sales with the group of Colombian artists who are the ones who are giving the workshops and teaching the classes there in Colombia. So we just want to show real quick a couple of maybe the OpenSea where people can go buy these NFTs.
Okay, let me share my screen.
I'm very excited. I love your program. I think it's it's just brilliant that you go, you teach art, okay, then NFT, then do a metaverse gallery. Like, it's so simple, but it's 100% brilliant.
Well, this is like one of the collections we have. It's from she's an artist from Pereira City.
And that's where you live, right?
Pereira, yes. Her name is Monica. She likes to be called Monit, and she make this series of this is actual mixed techniques over canvas using acrylics and oil, and well, the thing is, to be really concrete with this, is whenever we made a sale of one of these NFTs, 80% of the final price of the sale goes back to the artist, because she's like the one that makes this possible. And she donates 20% of the final price of the sale. So we allocate this 20% in a fund, because we need to buy devices, basically, to don't depend on the government support for all what we do, right? So that's like the only use we're gonna give to the money that we can collect through the NFT sales. We have a different source of funding for the development of something we want to do. Like, we want to enhance that space you saw in the metaverse. We want to make like a lobby, and we want to do some mini games for them to understand the whole concepts. But we need the devices just to be able to pick those mini games and put them anywhere we want.
Like phones or computers? What kind of devices?
Yeah, well, since the metaverse we watch is called Somnium Space, it's a VR native metaverse. So the final goal of all of this is to make the kids make for the kids possible to experience the VR part of the metaverse, and also to learn how to create experiences inside that metaverse. So you will see kids that are really proficient in art, making textures, making NFTs, making furnitures and decoration for the space. But we also have kids with more focus on mathematics and logic and other stuff. So if we have access to the devices, we can teach the kids about coding. We can teach them to use C# to learn about Unity, 3D development, and to really be able to create experiences inside the metaverse. So they don't have to cover the whole process to launch an app inside Google Store or Oculus Store or something, but they can release that inside the metaverse directly without having to come over so much filters. And we are like joining them and taking them by hand in the whole process. And we're also teaching them to work in teams, because if you want to make that experience.
My battery is getting ready to die, so I have to wrap it up. But yeah, you were saying too that you're teaching programming, you know, all kinds of different multi-layered things. So it's going to be like this full academy. And
Yes, yes.
not
And-
just
and-
NFTs, like my show's NFTs. So we're focusing on that, but there's so much more that you're doing.
that was just like the point of entry,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's easier to understand complex concepts if you use art,
Yeah.
because you suddenly start, open your
You
mind,
know
and then you
Alberto?
can.
Do you know Alberto? He's Colombian too, and he's a philosopher, a philosophy professor, and he started making NFTs to explain his philosophy concepts.
Well, I don't know about him, but that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, you gotta find him, Alberto. If I run across him, I'll hook you up. But so everybody buy the NFTs. Like, what's the floor price? Is 0.03, and it goes up to like up. And you can, I'm going to put the link to the website. You have a website you have a website for your organization, the Fundación, right?
Yes, I do have a.
You know what I think do is, like, you should allow, like, you could ask for NFT donations. Like, I've donated NFTs to Ukrainians and these and that people. So any artist too could just give you could have a section where you, uh-oh, my computer's dying. Uh-oh, serious problem. I forgot to plug in. Anyway, so maybe people can also like send you NFTs, because I would totally do that. Like, I think it's so exciting. And then that way you can also get a lot of more even eyes in shit.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great